So,
Tinder
Hello.
and Sideline.
What up?
Hello everyone. Welcome back to another session of WT. Last time, Tinder got crit
But
like
we're
50
we're we're
times.
we're not even good enough to have the full name anymore.
I'm Widdershin teaching is God.
That's better. I'm gonna get critted so much more now.
Slides meter up on row 20 hidden settings that says crit Tinder.
I knew that
Yeah.
existed.
Yes, last time you dealt with a floor boss for in the dungeon, the Rat King Spoob, murdered a bunch of rats. Tinder got crit, mostly dying because of a trap. But otherwise, you're victorious. Now, with it probably having been a day passing, things are in your own hands again, though I do have some good news, as Ash asked a few people about things that could potentially be of use to find within the fetid jungle, which I'll shift you over now. Just for a second.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
Yeah. You now have a few small list of things that people potentially will buy from you should you potentially be able to find them in here. However, we're not entirely sure where they are on the floor, so you would have to search. Additionally,
I think I know where the giant bee wax is.
oh yeah, the only one that is pointed out is the giant bee, or the beehive.
Great.
Because thankfully bees are a bit easier to find than a fucking tree in the entire jungle.
Bees.
Beyond that, however, oh, there's also a missing person, whether or not you want to pay attention to that. Another thing is, since obviously Aaron has been financing a guide for the dungeon, I don't know necessarily whether or not you even want to go here today, but if you have any questions about any of these locations, he can tell you a bit more.
how underwater is the temple?
Let me go check. I can't remember how much water I made it. Hugh would be able to tell you. The answer is yes. However, the water inside is mostly waist deep, but you would need to like swim down to get there.
Okay, so you have to swim to get there, but once you're inside, it's only waist high. Okay.
Which would still kind of be a pain in the ass to move about in, but you can breathe in there. As far as Hugh is
Alright, so
aware, it's some kind of ancient temple towards some kind of chaos and law deity, though he's not quite sure what in particular beyond that.
I'm also interested in the village to the south.
Now that he can tell you a bit more about. That's a village of boggards, however, they're notoriously xenophobic as he has not been able to get close to them at all. Mostly, however, they just stay to their own territory they range around. Though, interestingly, he has heard from a few other people that he's been talking to, don't ask about sources, that they've been taming some kind of corrupted hydra.
Oh boy.
I'm going to have a new pet.
Oh god.
Please no.
Stop
Not
gathering
another
evil
one.
They've already got half the taming done. I can just finish it off and claim it.
That's not how it works.
It's totally how it works.
Live in fear of the thing I have in front of me.
You should. You really should.
The only other thing he can really tell you about the village is they have. It's mostly regular boggards. However, they do have two speakers, quotation marks, which are basically their equivalent of druids, shamans, whatever, divine people inspired by the divine,
Naturey folks.
pretty much.
I want to go to the giant tree.
That is basically the way out of here.
And the hag. Those are my two.
Bag.
The hag
Oh,
would
hag.
be interesting. I could probably steal some secrets of witchcraft from her.
That and when you're that old and a magic user, you tend to collect magical reagents in your body. Just letting you know. Did
Times like this, I'm relatively glad I'm going to outlive you and not have to worry about this.
just warning you that magical carpal tunnel is a thing.
God, I already have regular carpal tunnel.
I'm more worried about crystalline arthritis.
Yeah, that's also a bad one.
Yeah, those are certainly options. Alternatively, you could explore the other. Where did I put it? The landmarks that you spotted on Mushroom Lair, or even something outside of a basement.
Yeah, I mean, we do also have, the previous layer to check out. because there's a couple of neat things. The Ancient Tower and Crystal Spire sound interesting. We also have a missing person we can go look for.
They were last reported seen headed into the dungeon, so you might chance across them.
I mean, if you were going to be kidnapped by anything, a hag's up there.
Hag is up there. I'll grant you that.
Yep.
I don't know. Does our guide happen to know anything about it?
About the hag?
No. The missing person.
Not in particular. He hasn't heard. Talking about the people who come down here is mostly a thing that the people down here mostly just kind of curse their existence because it's annoying. He hasn't heard anything about a missing person.
Alright, so he doesn't know anything about someone who's been here way longer than they should be. Alright. I'm not gonna dedicate time to a missing person unless we wanna get into that.
I also don't believe any of you are really trained in survival, are you?
Haha,
No,
don't be
but
silly.
that's why we have friends.
That is true. You're free to bring along someone who could actually help you. Oh yeah, I should point out, if you're going in the jungle, get someone who knows survival, because a lot of the random events in here are shit like quicksand, which could, be avoided with survival.
Not the
Helpful
jungle
guide
without
hint.
survival people.
Tech Rusty has survival.
Is he good at it?
Not bad.
Define not bad.
Positive.
Could he feed himself
He,
with his non-existent stomach?
yes. It's not. I'm not going to ever propose that he rolls it. It's
No,
not.
that
It's
is
not.
a good.
It's not double digits. I'll say.
And if you're
So.
desperate. But the choice is yours. What does the group wish to do today?
You did the deadly thing of asking us what to do.
Yeah.
I
I kind of want to either look for the missing person or like check out something in the this like what type of layer is this?
The mushroom
like a-
layer.
Yeah, it's a mushroom layer.
Spoiler-laden cavern.
For some reason I thought that was the layer before this one. But yeah. 'Cause there are some interesting things here, like the tower.
It's either the hag or the tower, in my opinion. The missing person we can search for along the way, because actively searching for him is a problem because we're not likely to find him. We need to do some wandering around first to look for clues.
Split up and look for clues, gang.
Well, I mean, I could talk to their friends and whatnot and be like, hey, where is the most likely place that they're going to go, get into trouble, and what kinds of things might make them go, ooh, that's shiny, I'm going to go investigate that and possibly fall into a trap. I have a plan for if we, go and try to find this person, but...
But that sounds like 2 vaguish votes for stuff in Spore Cavern, 1 vote for in Jungle.
Check out the jungle, or check out the caverns.
Okay.
See what those crystals are about.
Fair enough. I believe you do move faster in the cavern because moving through jungle is a pain in the ass. Which, the only reason you actually move at any decent speed is because you have Tinder. And by Tinder I mean Nipples.
You're welcome, bitches.
Hooray.
And it's helpful when you have someone who isn't impeded by any form of underbrush.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I can totally bring along, like, Pass Without Trace and... Not Pass Without Trace, the one that makes you travel faster over land.
Nature's Paths.
That's the one.
You're free to use that here if you want.
What level spell was that, actually?
1.
1. Yeah, I can probably spare 1. Probably, if we want it. It's another day now, I can re-prepare my spells.
I'm going to prepare spells in the first place.
Yeah, I can pick up 1 use of Nature's Paths for when we want to use it.
Pair spells.
Just make it as if you're walking on road.
Oh, it lasts for 8 hours. That's nice.
8 hours and affects up to 1 creature per cast level. So pretty much
that's the
everyone
limiting
you bring
thing.
along.
Well, I am only cast level 4, so we can't bring too many NPCs.
Well, the question is who do you want to be your tank this time, I suppose?
Not me.
Slash guide.
Hey,
Um,
Flame-O Hot Man is pretty good.
He is pretty good. He is friend. Friend does good.
Aster's cool, but I was also going
No,
to
he's hot.
say why don't we just like ask around a little bit and be like, hey, does anyone actually actively want to go into the spore-laden cavern with us?
And can take a beating.
Preferably.
I could also recommend Ocarin for that, which Silas will go see if he wants to.
We need an expeditionary punching bag to come with us.
The unfortunate thing for wanting Ocarin is Nell has actually managed to gather all of her party together and force them into the basement, so we're out of
Oh,
commission.
right.
Yeah.
Alternatives.
Now, that also took out my other frontline option.
The alternatives I could offer you is Robert is around, and he is also immune to disease, so has less to deal with spores.
That's a solidly good option, actually.
So he also has survival, which is a good thing to point out. As for other tanks, you could go ask his boyfriend. I believe he has survival. Let me go check. He does have survival. He has +9.
Cool.
What else exists? You could, of course, ask Aster.
I'm kind of up for Robert because he's got the whole disease thing. That's really useful here.
I mean, that's only really helpful for himself, but he.
Yeah, no, I have removed sickness prepared in case one of our party members fails something.
That's fair.
I also have a Pearl of Power in case 2 of us fail something, but
Alright, I'm thinking of 5th edition where paladins give everyone their bonus to saves. But if nobody objects, you could certainly bring along Robert. He's not doing anything.
I feel like we should build a reputation with one guy, in my opinion. And
Hippo-
Captain, I suffer a lot of money makes me happy.
Hippos already has relationship with him. Be good friends.
Yeah, we could have more.
No, he my friend. Get home.
Best buddy, sure.
No, you have your own friends.
I have very few.
You have more than Hippos.
That's not
That's a
true.
lie. Yeah, that's not true at all. Actually,
You're like the master of making friends. Why are you picking on me?
hey, I take exception to that, Aaron.
You have more than me. Oh wait, that's not true. Immediately takes it back. Plus, fucking leaving no survivors. I mean, you could bring along both of them. Both Robert and Esther. Where's Esther? There he is. Wait.
Alright, there we go. I am prepared.
Alright, I shouldn't close their thing. Do you or these two have stuff that would help you travel? Actually, Robert does. However, Robert has his companion ability that lets you see things a little further away. So that would be helpful for you. I mean, I'm assuming, Tinder, you'd want Esther assigned to you.
be friends. Hippos like his friend.
Yeah, just keep in mind he gives you +2 to 2 skills of your choice.
One is always use magic device because I love that.
So we've relatively agreed we want to go check out the tower, right?
Yeah.
I suppose technically I should have prepared this before asking this question. But God, do we think that that I should prepare something against a enemy caster, or should I prepare web in case of like a bunch of things?
It was an old caster's tower. So it's not like there's gonna be casters there, it's gonna be filled with abominations. I just out of experience, I'm saying that. Silvermount, Mageocracy blew up. No more mages. Horrible abominations though.
Oh. Here's the thing, he could actually tell you a bit about that tower. And that it's not quite what you think it is. Instead, it's actually a resting point, or one of the dungeon's set resting points for people when they travel. Though to get inside to it, you do have to do a puzzle.
Oh, never mind. Let's not go there.
It's a silly place.
It is a silly place. Let's not go to Camelot. Hag it is. Let's go to Hag.
Okay, I see 360. Or
But
180
hags in
rather,
the-
because 360 would just mean.
Yeah.
Or
Well-
hags in jungle.
Yeah. We
Crystals.
just figured out the ancient tower is a resting place. There's no point to go there. We can go to crystals too.
Yeah, Crystal Spires. I would like to go to Crystal Spires.
Okay. Crystal Spires it is. Never mind. Turn around again, guys.
Hippos get dizzy. Spinny, spinny, spin.
Well, if you wanted a cure for dizziness, we could go to the hag.
I mean, I could also just
Maybe.
magic the dizziness away.
Yeah, but hags sound more fun.
Well, if Ash can do it and he wanted to go to the Crystal Spires, let's go to the Crystal Spires. Let's go to turn around again. But we don't really want Ash to waste spells on dizziness before we get into combat, so hag.
Okay, slightly. Right, where does the group want to be first?
Crystals.
Jesus Christ. In which case, you're free to navigate. As a reminder, on the spore-laden cavern, you can move 5 tiles per hour, but the dark, craggy tiles cost twice as much movement.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Can whoever wants to give me a D100? Let's see if anything happens.
Someone else other than me, because I'm moving Rusty.
Someone other than me, because knowing my luck, we're either going to get something horrible or nymphs.
57.
It was a D100, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I just sort of assumed it was.
Oh, okay. Let's roll. Oh, interesting. You managed to trigger this fucking immediately, again.
You're
no.
welcome.
As once again, much like the first time you came down here, as you're traveling up, you hear a sudden roar throughout the cavern. As you identified last time, the Titan centipede is woken up.
We should kill it.
Yes!
Since you identified it last time, I will paste the stats of that in the chat for anyone who wants to remember, and maybe caution against that.
No, let's do it.
Yeah, let's.
No,
Oh,
let's
we're-
never mind.
We're
The
like
shade
2
was
levels
oh,
higher
well,
now.
Well,
We can
no, I
totally
think
take him.
we could take it. I think.
No.
Hey Ash, did you bring anything that could like really fuck this guy over mentally?
Fuck
It's
him
immune
over
to that.
mentally. No, because it's a bug.
It's
Like,
immune
nothing-
to mind affecting.
What about like will save flashes, like blinding?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I prepared extra healing today.
That
Yeah, leaving the centipede alone.
well, fine, fine. Moving on.
Where's my centipede token? The die in the computer move.
I'm just saying that thing. A lot of parts in there.
Yes,
also-
I can understand that, but we are not currently equipped to go fight
Do
it.
you know what the average market value of a Titan centipede is?
No, and I'm not sure I want to.
It is less than the cost of our lives.
Except we can't die here.
It is less than the cost of us coming back down here.
Also, while you're
Eight
traveling,
hundred
pain.
and 10 gold in giblets.
No.
I could probably get 1,000 out of it, honestly. And with all this crap it's eaten.
can everyone give me a fortitude save as you're traveling for the spores?
Is it gaseous in nature?
Yes. If you're wearing a face mask or whatever, practice social distancing. If you have anything against inhaled effects, you get that bonus here.
Does a gas mask and the hood double up?
The fumigation hood will help you, yes.
No, the fumigation hood okay, so that should be 4 higher. Okay, so
Okay.
15. Because apparently against inhaled toxins, I have like a plus of 10. My fort's a 10.
Okay. Everyone's looking
Uh,
good so far.
Yeah, no, my computer is just slowly trying to kill itself. Just bear with.
He's Ash. Also from last time. Then the only person who's failed so far is Bluebell. And depending on what Priz rolls. I should also roll. Robert's fine. Aster, how are you doing? And Prismeldy's fine. And Aster's fine. The only person who fails is Bluebell. And for the first failure, no effect. You're free to continue.
Moving on. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. We get there early.
As you come across the Crystal Spires, you notice, or rather you can give a little bit of background, This is actually the main way of passing through the middle of this cavern, as most people don't want to go the long way for these craggy bits. So instead, there is a bridge covered in crystals. Where is my map for this? Oh, there it is. Which I'll move you through it in a sec. Should have group chill up. Well, Ash, we have. Well, not open Bobo. We have Silas. And we have.
Oh, right. So these are the crystal spires.
So just checking. Right, this was a map that I had light on.
Tiny.
Have you? He will kind of motion for people to keep quiet. There are many creatures which choose to inhabit here, for the spores grow thinner here. The crystals, he looks at them, have some form of energy that repels them.
Interesting.
To know.
Aaron's going to approach these crystals and try to identify them.
I was
Give
going to
me,
approach these crystals and try and raise them.
look them. Give me an
Yep.
engineering, please.
Ipos is going straight for the big shiny rainbow crystal.
Jesus Christ. Okay, if you're investigating, Silas, feel free to give me a praise. Aaron, feel free to give me an engineering.
As Ippos walks past, Aaron's going to basically palm him magic drugs.
Magic drugs.
Yep, here's the one.
Oh, right. Okay, then.
Here, have Coke. This will help you.
Hey, I had a macro for that. Awesome. Or a buff, even.
Start off with Silas. Silas, kind of hard to tell. These crystals seem to be like they have magic infused within them, but it's very diffuse. Weak concentrations. Otherwise, I don't know. If you had someone who's able to harvest the crystals, depending on how much you got, you could maybe refine them into like a jewelry that would sell for maybe like 10, 20 gold, but otherwise there's not an extreme amount of intrinsic value.
Champ.
Let's see. Aaron. Aaron, you notice something a bit strange. Also, I swear I had this before you fucking did all your crystal shit in the other game. But as you start to investigate the crystal, you notice that it's a bit odd in the formations that are within. They almost look a bit more organic than crystalline. Like veins and other vessels rather than crystalline fractures and tosses and turns that you'd assume or associate with a crystalline lattice. Even pulling out maybe a few tools to give them a check over, they're a lot more brittle than what you'd think they'd be. Almost a bit like chitin rather than any form of mineral.
So these little veins, do they have... Aaron's going to pull, without breaking the crystal, she's going to pull a little hand drill and try to tap into one of these veins.
Okay. As you do so, there isn't a lot of like much that goes on, but whenever you pull your drill out, there is like a small little bit of fluid on it.
Can I try to identify that as just like water, or is it like a mineral solution?
Give me. Yeah, you have alchemy, right?
Yeah.
You can use alchemy here. Weird. It's not quite water. It's a bit too viscous for that. It's almost like some kind of like what you'd find in the eye, the aqueous humor. There's this more of just a thick aqueous solution that isn't particularly much beyond what you'd assume is maybe like miscellaneous minerals and just water and some kind of thickening agent.
And these veins go to like the tips and edges of these
It's
crystals.
fruit out of them. It's like if you weren't very trained or if you didn't really know what crystals looked like properly, it'd be easy to like think of them as like the crystals having cracks inside.
Now that I've tapped one of these veins, does it seem like a circulatory system?
A little bit, yes, as you notice there's just a little budding of water or this liquid where the drill has punched through.
She's gonna pull out a little bit of dye, like a red dye, and she's gonna put it in the vein where she drilled, and see if she can follow it towards something.
You can certainly do so, though as the dye kind of goes through, it isn't going very fast. You may have to look for a little bit. Meanwhile, Ipos, you're detect magicking?
Magic stuff, yes.
There is indeed a lot of magic here. In fact, there's a lot of magic in the air as well, which is maybe what you think is why the spores aren't quite so thick here.
It,
You can
it,
actually breathe as easily.
Ipos remembers in higher level with minecart area with many crystals there, and they magic crystals and shoot lightning and stuff. And Ipos wondering maybe these crystals similar crystals, and yeah, magic investigate stuff.
You can give me an Arcana if you want. Alternatively, if you want to fuck around with them more actively, you can give me a use magic device.
You know what happens whenever you give me those options.
I know, but I have to give them.
There you go.
Okay, give me a second.
Because we know if Ipos isn't really the sit there and study the magical auras and stuff kind of investigating, he's looking at them and he's prodding and he's pushing and he's grabbing this bit of magic and twisting it and seeing what happens.
Bop it! Twist
Exactly!
Since this is going so slow, Aaron's going to put an eye on Ippos just to see results of his experimentation, because, well, if someone's going to do it...
With this crystal in particular, actually, you twist and pull at the magics within, but it doesn't appear to do much beyond kind of raise the light level of the crystal. Now, I believe this was one of the crystals I actually have light tied to. Yes. Making it, well, it's your choice. Do you want it brighter or lower?
Things gotta shine, yo.
Max brightness?
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's make a fucking beacon here. Gondor calls for aid.
You certainly can.
Rohan's answering! Aaron calls over.
There is basically no darkness in the map except for the bit where Silas is. But unfortunately, whatever magic's within this crystal isn't at a high enough concentration that you think you could do something cool with it, just, light.
So what you're telling me is I need to put more magic into it?
You could certainly attempt to. Question is how much would you
hold up, my man. I'm kind of doing an experiment over here. You can do
Ipos,
that in a
Ipos
second.
do experiment too.
Oh, okay.
Well, we start doing that. Ash, what's Ash up to?
Ash is probably like equally interested in the magical properties of these crystals, while Prismelity's keeping an eye out, making sure nothing's about to just sneak up on us or drop down on us from above.
Prismelody, give me a perception check, please. Also, does Pris have dark vision? I believe so, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Does it matter? I've just lit up this entire world.
True. Dark vision is only up to 60 feet. Unfortunately, the crystal is like 120.
Hey, Ash, you prepared like those healing sign sigil thingamajigs like on me, right?
Yes, you have one on you.
Okay, just making sure. I got a bad feeling about things.
Prismelody does notice something, though not quite where you are. In the darkness of down there where the crystal can't quite reach, Prismelody just kind of notices at the corner of her eyes the glinting of moving crystal.
Hey, Aaron?
Yo.
There's some crystal that's moving.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it out loud because Ipos would get the idea that he could have another friend, but all these crystals are alive. They have a vasculatory and circulatory system.
What? Ipos more friends?
No, we're good.
He stood there lightning a crystal.
I'll go check it out. Rusty, stand by. Gonna come over here with Rusty and unclip from our harness.
Ash will come with you.
I was going to be sneaky. Last time I checked, you're a little bit bright.
It's fair enough.
Aaron's gonna sort of go up behind this crystal here and peek over the edge, so she's obscured.
Give me a stealth check, then.
Fucking visible.
Yeah. Aaron, you're able to see. Well, I guess I can just reveal them on the map. Give me a second. Right. Below, attracted to the light and noise, are these weird serpentine creatures, but rather they're not just quite snakes, as you can clearly see. Throughout their body, they have studdings of crystal, glowing and slightly pulsating as they move, but only because of the residual light around them.
Yo, that looks cool. Are they like climbing the walls?
They're sort of slithering it down around there. slithering around down there. Though they do seem to be like making their way to the like base of this. That's a 30-foot climb, so we're gonna take a while.
You see a little
You're not
flit
particularly
of
fast.
panic go through the sign as Aaron's gonna kind of scrabble up the crystal a little bit more, hiding from these things, and make a bit wild hand gestures pointing down, telling it like making like Ash there.
Unfortunately, with Aaron's 37 stealth, none of us see this.
Well, no, I have to be obscured. I have to be obscured for you to actually enter stealth, and I was obscured from the snakes, not Ash. So I'm not.
I know.
It's just a joke.
As Ash just kind of goes, "Hey guys, everyone, over there.
Ipos busy. Science.
Danger, Ipos.
Yes, science often danger.
No, something's dangerous other than you and your science."
Hmm.
I'm gonna stealth from Ipos and with a rock at his head.
Do you really want to do that while I'm use magic devising to fill something with power?
Yes.
Okay then, let's see what happens.
God.
Bonk.
May I never use magic device. Okay.
What?
I bounce it off his horn so it doesn't terribly hurt. So
As you're working this crystal, suddenly the energies within it just kind of tear themselves away from you, and the crystal goes black dark.
Why? See what you did now?
can't see Aaron. It's dark. I hide.
Aaron, as if this happens,
Yeah, the
you can just hear
lighting
the
is
snakes
weird.
underneath you suddenly go batshit. And at this time, I'd everyone to roll initiative. But after I clear it.
See, this is why you let Ipos do Ipos thing. You make them angry.
Could you turn on dark vision for Rusty?
Yes.
Thank you.
Is it possible to have low light, or is it too dark for that?
Technically, you're able to see. Well, low light only really helps with existing light sources, which someone.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was still just about enough.
The only
it to
light
work.
source is to the south.
Right. Would that be why my vision is completely jank at the moment?
Yeah. Because the crystal that you're seeing that's lighting up is there. So you're getting like.
Oh, there's another little dude down
there. Control U. So I get to use my newfound reading the wiki powers. Whoops. So in the darkness, all you hear is hiss. And Rusty, where are you? You get dark vision.
What did you learn from the wiki?
Oh, I learned if you like shift ping as a DM, you can make everyone look at a place in the map, which thankfully I've been wanting something like that for ages, so that's great.
Ooh. Wait, you can?
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
Because if you've done it, it's not changed my camera.
I haven't done it now.
Oh yeah.
My god!
There we go.
Yeah.
Does that work for all of us?
I actually don't know. No.
No. Sad times. Probably for the best, but sad times.
Yeah, DM, pay attention, shitheads.
Let's see. And how many of you are there? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6. Okay. Thankfully, they'll take their time having to actually climb up to you. There we go. Sort. Defending. The crystals begin. You didn't roll as good on initiative as you usually do. I feel like there's always usually at least someone who's like super fast.
Yeah, well, Ipos is busy having a rock hucked at his head.
True.
Ruining everything, thank you very much.
Aaron, it's dark.
Okay, oh crap, oh shit, oh crap.
Oops, I forgot you.
Well, I'm hidden, which is good. I'm surrounded by snakes, which is bad.
But you're hidden from snakes, which is good.
But I'm hidden from snakes, which is good. I saw them for a brief moment. Can I identify, like, what kind of intelligence they are?
You can give me an engineering for a general identify, yeah. Oh, okay. crystal vipers. Interestingly, Aaron, from your brief glimpse of them, you're able to discern this. These aren't actually animals. These are constructs. So as such, they have no intelligence. You're not quite sure what they're doing, though you'd hazard a guess it might be to do with something that Ipos was doing with a big crystal.
Oh.
So, as with usual constructs, they are immune to, unfortunately, a lot of mind-affecting things, sneak attacks, critical hits, blah blah blah. Aaron would also hazard a guess that they probably have toxin, but is just not quite sure what that would do with them having be kind of dead but crystallized. In addition, they have one more ability, called Fracture. The body of these vipers is coated in crystal, much of it dense and sharp. These vipers possess DR5 bludgeoning. However, should they suffer bludgeoning damage, the crystals embedded in their body fracture and burst off. Anyone who damages them with a source of bludgeoning damage takes 1d4 points of damage.
Okay, plan. Now that I know their construct, they're dumb as bricks. Aaron is going to pull out a slightly new device, and a tip of her cane is going to flick open, and she's going to, like a little bit of, like a tiny hologram is going to light up. Not that you guys can see this. And she's going to quickly do adjustments of a few things and hold a small, in her other hand, hold a small disc of metal that seems to have a small extra dimensional space in it. And she's going to adjust her glasses slightly, which she's put a few things on, and suddenly a kind of a fuzzy hologram of a crystal is going to form up around her. She's going to cast minor image.
Okay then. Feel free to draw around yourself.
But then I'm going to move.
Oh, okay.
And she waddled away. She's just going to look like a crystal and slightly waddle this way.
Oh right, you're wearing a crystal outfit. Got you now.
Yep.
More moving crystals. Hit it, hit it.
Anything else?
No, that was that's all my actions.
Okay. Hippos, dark.
It dark, but Ipos know how to make it light. Fiddle with crystal. He made it light before.
Give me a UMD check, please.
If it makes a difference, I could pour some of my staff's charge into this because I know it yanked the magic away before, but I could put more magic in.
This crystal is unfortunately not accepting of electrical mana.
This
So
crystal
if you want to
is
spend
useless
a spell
to
slot,
me.
you certainly could.
I could throw a first level sorcerer spell into it. I think. Would have been better off. Nah. Let's just roll and see. 23 again.
Unfortunately, no. The crystal refuses your advances.
God damn it! This is why you know interrupt when Ipos is doing Ipos things.
I'm sorry. I'm coming to help.
He doesn't even know who he's shouting at. All he can see is darkness. But he knows a rock came from over there somewhere. And that's basically my turn, isn't it?
I mean,
Is it a full round or a standard for a UMD?
standard.
Well,
you have your
the
move
only
action.
thing I can see is this one over here. And down there. And I don't want that, so I'm just going to sort of shuffle around the rock a bit. Hide behind the rock from it.
I'm wearing a crystal hat. I can't. For some reason, my paintings are underneath the tokens, which is the first time ever.
I still can't see you.
I mean, I see you next to the painting, but
Yeah, because it's not overlaying with my token,
where are
which is
you?
strange.
Where are you? Want to see this?
On.
Down.
No, down. Hippos.
Let me just. Hold on.
There. Right.
Just
So
quickly
it's
watch
not-
the dancing light. Okay. You get to see. I'm assuming you can all see from that.
It's amazing. Amazing. So you forgot a line.
I'm currently fiddling with it because it's not overlapping my token, which is strange.
It is an ash. Thankfully, you can see perfectly fine.
oh yeah. And these look like dungeoneering monsters. So I'm not really.
Ash, they're constructs. Ash.
They're constructs?
Yeah, animated bodies by crystal. They're dead, but they're constructs. Like puppets.
I see. see. Okay, then. We are going to have to deal with this problem. I am going to cast ear-piercing scream on this one right here.
Okay.
Because I get the feeling that sonic damage is going to be very good right now.
These are technically a creature. Are constructs immune to fort saves?
They're immune to some fort saves. I'll look it up for
So I
you.
remember we had this
If
issue
the
with
fort
undead
save can
before.
affect an object, then no.
Yeah,
Ear
that was
piercing
the
scream
issue.
cannot affect an object.
Yeah, that's the issue I had with ear piercing scream before and undead.
Because the sonic damage is pain in this, not exploding your brain.
Okay, so that would be a... Yeah. I was
Free
just
to do
thinking...
something else,
I
but
was
yeah.
just thinking they're crystally. Let's do sonic damage.
Unfortunately, you cannot do that with ear piercing scream. The worst spell.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Alright, well then... Fine. Fuck it. I am going to use, produce flame. That's it.
Okay. That will at least provide light for people. So it acts as a torch, I believe. That will at least provide light for people. So it acts as a torch, I believe. There you go.
Think
People can
so.
once again see.
And I am just going to...
Yay, I can see. I wish I couldn't see.
I'm going to back the fuck up and attack that one.
Okay.
Why am I bad at this?
And you're unfortunately just rolling badly. Does anyone have anything to help that? I do not believe Robert has anything.
That was my turn.
As fire squirts the floor. Sideline, stop making this a more horror event needs to be.
Jared.
Oh, one actually manages to move up towards you, Silas. Speaking of, Silas, it's your turn.
Oh, let's not do that. 5-foot step. And it's made of crystal. I think that would be good here. Actually, everyone, have a bless.
Everyone,
Yeah.
including me? What range is it?
Yes. Bless is a 40-foot burst.
Not me
Wow.
then.
Yep, it doesn't catch Ipos.
Ipos misses out again.
Ah!
Sure, Bless is a 40-foot burst.
Not 50.
No, it's a 50-foot burst. So
Oh.
it catches Ipos too.
Just.
Yay.
Just
Yeah,
barely.
it's... Whew.
Ipos
Enjoy.
feel good.
And I could do with a move action. Summoning June is a standard action, isn't it?
Yes. You unfortunately did not already have her out.
Yeah. Right. Turn's done.
Okay. There's Melody.
Well, since Rusty's in the way, I can only move and not charge, so... Move up here. And, slap his shit. Or fail trying. Thank you, Prismelody.
Rest in peepers.
Doing our best.
Frizz is only as a +5? I suppose Tails is secondary attack.
Yeah, the tail's taking big penalties.
Oh, doesn't secondary attacks only take penalties if it's used?
If,
Yeah,
if you
if you're
also
using
swim with a
primary.
primary.
So it should be.
Yeah,
Except
so you should have a
rolling low.
you should that should not have a
You're assuming Priz has strength. She has a +1 to strength.
Oh.
There's
As an
the
archer.
problem.
Yeah.
Oh well. Robert kind of looks at Sork and goes, I guess I should do my job.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, you
this is good.
should.
As whoop.
And Asta, you should like burn some shit.
I mean he's currently a companion. You cannot unfortunately drag him into a fight, because you already have someone else with you.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Up to you, to me.
He's giving you benefits.
Yeah.
7 stamina. You can
Yeah,
He-
Hippos.
he-
You gotta respect your friends with benefits.
he-
They only have benefits.
He's not protecting me from flying rocks that ruin everything.
As Robert does a big chunky bit of damage with his greatsword. Come on, 19 minus 14. As I attempt to do basic math within my head. He'll also 5-foot step here. Rusty.
Charge.
Charge.
I'm not going to find the attacks on that page because that's not the attacks page. Add +2 to both the CMB and the AC.
That's a bludgeoning attack, yes.
Yep.
As Rusty bites into the dog, some crystals fracture off and hit him. For 4 points of piercing damage.
Is it adamantine?
No.
2 damage.
That'd be pretty scary. Okay, and let's see. CMD.
Off the cliff. Goodbye.
Unfortunately, that doesn't beat his CMD.
It should be 2 higher.
Oh, in which case that'll just be his CMD. In which case it goes there.
Oh. I'll choose to follow.
Fair enough. It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.